Tonight on KGW News, a suspected backyard bandit caught on camera swiping rabbits.
I just felt like I failed them because I felt like it was my job to protect them.
Also tonight, Multnomah County finally opens a spot where people caught with drugs can take a first step toward recovery.
Yeah, it's the opportunity to actually be able to apply ourselves.
It's putting a Band-Aid on a gusher.
Plus, rescue on the Oregon coast with a person stranded on the rocks getting pummeled by the waves. But first tonight, a teenager is recovering after he says he was ambushed on the highway.
He is a trooper and a warrior.
Why it appears he was shot while hoping to make a fresh start. Thanks for joining us. I'm David Mulco. That high school senior is now in the hospital after his family says he was shot on Highway 26 near Government Camp. Catherine Cook spoke with the survivor's sister and joins us in the newsroom. Catherine?
David, she says her little brother was on his way to live with her, to be away from issues involving family and crime. She says the injuries he's recovering from aren't his fault.
Right now, he is really well. He's in good spirits.
Jade Smith spoke with us from her little brother's hospital room at Legacy Emmanuel Monday. She and 17-year-old Ysidro Green were supposed to be together on this day, just not here, and not with Ysidro recovering from a gunshot wound.
This unfortunate situation happened while he was literally moving to Lincoln City, so it's terrible.
Jade says Ysidro was leaving Warm Springs and a home that included people struggling with drugs and crime. He was heading to Lincoln City to live with her.
I'm always grateful for my sisters.
So last Thursday, Jade says Ysidro's grandfather drove him out in his mom's truck. But along Highway 26, headed over Mount Hood, Jade says trouble followed them. About a mile from Government Camp, she says the car in front of them stopped. As they tried to drive around it, Jade says the driver got out and ambushed them, firing several rounds into the truck. She says one bullet hit Ysidro in his arm, then lodged in his chest.
So he's very lucky for it to have stopped where it did. Because if it went any further, it would have punctured his aorta, and then him being where he would have bled out.
Oregon State Police confirmed they're investigating the shooting, but aren't seeking the public's help right now. Jade is grateful for their work and for those supporting Ysidro. She started this GoFundMe to help cover medical expenses and lodging for family while he's here.
Today I'm very appreciative for what they're doing. Keep up their heads up, because I'm just very grateful for what they're doing for me.
I want to say thank you to anyone that has sent out prayers, especially.
He has a long road ahead.
Stuck in here for a while, so.
But the future is waiting. Ysidro is an athlete. He's disappointed to miss the rest of his football season, but is hoping to recover in time to play baseball for Taft High School in the spring. We've posted a link to his GoFundMe on KGW.com. David.
Sounds like he is extremely lucky to have survived. Thank you, Catherine. Appreciate your reporting. Developing tonight, police are investigating a shooting in North Portland. Shots were fired just after 7:30 on Woolsey Avenue next to Columbia Park. No details from police yet, though there have been several units on scene for much of the evening. We are working to confirm if anyone was hurt or arrested. We, of course, will keep you posted. To get you caught up on tonight's other headlines now, the Coast Guard helped rescue a person stranded on the rocks Saturday near Ecola State Park. You can barely make them out here with waves crashing all around. Rescue crews say there were actually 2 people in the water. One was able to get back to shore by themselves. A rescuer was lowered from a chopper tethered to them, and both were lifted to safety. A Florida woman was sentenced today for her role in a fraud scheme that took $1.5 million from the city of Portland. Chantel Williams pleaded guilty to first-degree aggravated theft and received 5 years of probation. She was also ordered to pay restitution. Prosecutors say in 2022, Williams used a false identity to fool the city's housing bureau into wiring money to her business that was supposed to go toward low-income housing. Investigators believe the fraud was planned by a group overseas, and the case, the largest theft of public funds in Portland history, remains open. And popular discount retailer Ross has officially closed its doors at the Lloyd Center. A sign on the window says it shut down as of Friday. Ross is just one of several major stores that have closed over recent years at the mall. Other locations are still open, including at Gateway Shopping Center, Eastport Plaza, and Cascade Station. Now to an update on Multnomah County's Deflection Center, which opened today after several weeks of delays. This is where police will take people caught using illegal drugs who qualify and choose treatment instead of jail. Blair Best takes a look on day one.
It's been months in the making, this Deflection Center in Portland's Central East Side, a second chance for people addicted to hard drugs living on the streets.
Yeah, it's the opportunity to actually be able to apply ourselves.
Here's what led up to all this. On September 1st, drug possession became a crime again in Oregon, giving people caught solely with possession the option of deflection, that's treatment over jail. Instead of connecting them with recovery services on the street, starting Monday, officers can now take them here to this corner of Southeast Sandy Boulevard, a deflection center filled with providers. Yet the center itself is surrounded by homeless camps, businesses, and 2 daycares. So you can imagine what the neighborhood thinks about this new addition.
It's going to attract more homeless, I think, because it's going to be like a base camp for them.
We're not exactly happy about it.
Mark Stell runs Portland Coffee Roasters across the street from the Deflection Center.
The biggest thing I can take out of it is that it would have been great to have some, a little bit of heads up that this was coming.
He shows us the side effects of homelessness and addiction they deal with almost weekly.
This is another example, right? So this is with the hole in the fence. Almost daily we get fuel taken from our vans. My biggest fear is that it's just for show. They maybe have, 10 beds maybe?
The center can accommodate at least a dozen people each day. And starting next year, 10 sobering beds will open too.
It's putting a Band-Aid on a gusher.
If offered, would you choose treatment over jail?
Yeah, I think I would. I wouldn't mind, sobering up.
Once police drop someone like that man off at the center, he has 30 days to engage in recovery services. If he doesn't and he gets caught again and within the next 30 days, he'll go straight to jail.
I think it's pretty harsh as far as, you get one chance.
The reality is the city needs something. I can, empathize with that. But it's certainly not pulling great weight with all the rest of the neighbors.
Multnomah County has been holding community meetings with select community members throughout this process, but despite that, there is still no signed good neighbor agreement. We wanted to hear from the Multnomah County chair, but her spokesperson told us that was not possible on day one and that we could be hearing from her in several weeks. In Southeast Portland, Blair Best, KGW News.
Substance use, treatment, public safety, just some of the key issues Portlanders will vote on in just over 3 weeks. Tomorrow evening, you'll be able to hear from the top 5 candidates in the race for Portland mayor. Our debate, hosted with the Oregonian, starts at 6:30. You can watch it live here on KGW, on KGW.com, or streaming on our KGW Plus app. By the way, tomorrow is also the last day to register in Oregon. If you want to vote in the November election, you can do that online, by mail, or in person at county election offices. Oregon ballots go in the mail on Wednesday. Washington has in-person same-day registration, though if you want to do it by mail or online, the deadline in the Evergreen State, October 28th. Today is Indigenous Peoples Day, a time to honor the history and culture of Indigenous people and their ancestors. To celebrate, the group Indigenous Now hosted a community event in Salem, one of many events that allow Oregon's 9 federally recognized tribes to share their stories. Some we spoke to today said it's all about different communities coming together, sparking curiosity and understanding.
Indigenous Peoples Day, I think it's important for everyone to attend. This isn't just for us and our community. It's more and mostly educative for the whole society. It brings us together, medicine, music, dances, or languages.
In 2021, Oregon joined 10 other states by declaring the second Monday of October as Indigenous Peoples Day, replacing Columbus Day. You're watching KGW News. Straight ahead on this Monday, what appears to be a suspected serial rabbit thief. Hear from the victim of the bizarre crime on how she and authorities finally caught up. Plus, how Blazers coach Chauncey Billups reflected as he was inducted into the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame. Matt?
And nice to see the sun reflecting off the river. And boy, these days, well, we knew they were numbered, right? But the rain is about to arrive. We already have a little bit out there right now. We're calling it a weather impact alert day midweek. And we've been talking about this comet. Jeff Kramer getting some amazing video as it descends over Mount Hood.